I'm in. Just let me know. Want to start from the top, but just kind of plow through it. Are we back on live then? Yeah, that was kind of weird. But I don't know what the last thing you heard me was for Will, but I guess to kind of get back into it because I was like, oh my god, what just happened? But but kind of the
A little
last thing
crazy.
I said, Will, was kinda like Jeff Passan, who was like the MLB equivalent of like an Adam Schefter or like a Shams or like Brian Windhorst. Jeff Passan is pretty much saying that he believes that the Red Sox can be true World Series contenders this year. And he is really sold on the hot streak that they're going on.
Yeah, I think I'm bought in. I think maybe that's right where we left off. Is I don't know if the Red Sox necessarily are contenders to win a World Series, but I think the big thing for me is that they're fun to watch, right? Like they're fun to watch this year, and I think that's more important than anything. Is that people can buy into these young guys and be excited.
Yeah, and you know, because like the young guys are gonna take their lumps. Like right now, Roman Anthony, he's coming off a really hot stretch, and he had a lot of big hits in the Tampa Bay Rays series. Marcelo Mayer, right now, as any young baseball player is, like, don't mistake this what I'm about to say for me saying he sucks because some of the best players of all time when they were rookies went through these issues. Marcelo Mayer right now is has a little bit of a swinging miss problem, and he can really only bat against righties. He struggles against lefties, so Alex Cora kind of protects him from lefties in the lineup. But they're still making these big plays. Make no mistake about it; these rookies are going to have their ups and downs, and I don't believe we're going to see their true primes until I hate to say it, maybe year three. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's when we're really going to get to see like the true Roman Anthony, the true Marcelo Mayer, and that's when like really we can build around those guys and make a lot of our moves as a franchise off of those guys. I do have one question real quick for you, Will, about the trade deadline. I covered a little bit of this on Ginormous, and I said I was pretty hesitant to move off from Jaron Duran because we have seen what he is capable of last season when he is on his A game. He was the All Star Game MVP. I'm not absolutely opposed to it because if you get a deal that is absolutely worth it, one name who has been circling around is Minnesota Twins pitcher Joe Ryan. He is their number two starter as of right now. Do you think that trading Jaron Duran is worth it for a guy like Joe Ryan?
Uh, I would say right now, no, just because I think you got a good thing going. I don't know exactly when the MLB trade deadline is, but I feel like it's probably gonna be coming up soon, right?
Late July,
Late July.
28th or 29th, I forget. But
Yeah, so you got like a couple of weeks until then. I don't know. I see the fan in me wants to say no, right? Because obviously Duran's been here for a while. You know, we really like him. Uh, he's been a pretty good leadoff guy this year. And then, you know, he's moved around in the lineup a little bit, and I think he's a good hitter. But it's hard because you can never have too much pitching, especially for the Red Sox. That's been an area where they have struggled pretty frequently. Has been their pitching. So to get a number two guy who you can throw in with Crochet and Wilson and Whitlock and just one of those guys who you can get on the mound to come in and take some relief off of the other guys. I would say yeah, if you can get something as high of a value like that, I would say yeah with Duran. I think Rafaela has probably done his part to earn a real spot on this roster and maybe take on even more at bat where it's okay. Now we don't have Duran. Now you really got to start hitting well. Roman Anthony will take a step up as well. So I don't know. If the package is a decent starting level pitcher, then I think I'd consider it.
right. And right now I'm looking at Joe Ryan's stats. In the last 9 games, he is only in his last 9 starts, he's only allowed 33 runs, which
Mhm.
honestly is not bad whatsoever. For the season, I'm sorry, yeah, no, no, for the season he's only allowed 33 runs. And then he has a season 2.72 ERA, so he has a sub 3 ERA. He's a bona fide number 2 starter. He's 29 years old, and he has 2 years of team control left. So that's somebody who, in my opinion, takes the load off of Garrett Crochet so much. And like I said, during Ginormous, I did say I was extremely hesitant to do it because Minnesota, I heard, also wanted the Red Sox top pitching prospect in that deal. And I just don't know how much I would want to consider top packaging your top prospect in your farm along with somebody who has all-star caliber player just for this guy. But with that being said, getting a solid and absolute number 2 bona fide, no doubt about it, behind Garrett Crochet, who is your absolute ace, takes so much of that pressure off. I'm not sure if I'd want Joe Ryan. I know Joe Ryan, in my opinion, from what I've heard, wants to be here. But I think I'd go for something a little bit more modest and bring back someone like Nate Eovaldi, who's also having a tremendous season in Texas right now.
Yeah, the fan of me again still doesn't like to see Duran go just because I think he does a lot for the team and for the young guys. I think the big difference between him and a guy like Devers is you didn't really want the young guys maybe looking too much up to Devers and how he operated in the clubhouse. Where a guy like Duran, you could be like he's been here for a while. He's something that I would like the younger guys to learn from and take pride in, almost maybe like an Al Horford, except obviously Durant is not that old, but same type of vibe. You know what I mean? To kind of carry in that next generation.
They call me Unc. I'm 29, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 29. They call me Unc, bro.
They call me young. I'm 29. I have been feeling old lately. It's been weird. I got a 16-year-old brother, and he's like, "Dude, you're gonna be 25 next year." I'm like, "So? I don't know what you
Dude,
want."
we're pretty soon we're all gonna be closer to 50 than like to our birth. You
Yeah,
think about that? Like we're
it's
literally
crazy.
entering the halfway point. We're literally entering the halfway point of being 50 years old, which is insane.
It's
Like
wild.
I can't believe that.
No, it's some crazy stuff. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was just like, "Dang, 24 years I've been
Yeah,
kicking it, huh?" Like that's crazy.
I know. And like I just have, memories of when I was younger and then like I flash forward to present day and like when I stand up after this podcast is over, I'm gonna like be a little like, oh, in my knees and it's gonna start to hurt. And it's like, dude, like, come on, this isn't the Gino I remember. But then I'm just like, remind myself, you're just a shell of yourself, Conti.
No, you're entering your prime. Your prime is coming up. You got years, man. I got faith in
Prime
you.
time for my knees to start hurting. You're right.
Exactly.
Thanks.
That too.
Thanks. Thanks, Will.
I gotcha. All right, so we got a little Giannis that we wanted to talk about today. Gino, I'm gonna let you go ahead and intro this segment because this was one of your big ones.
Yeah. There has been so much controversy and so much talk this offseason about whether or not Giannis is going to be on the move, whether or not he's going to be traded. And look, as of right now, there have not been any serious like trade offers that have been on the table from what I know of. But it's pretty clear that no matter what the Milwaukee Bucks try to do, Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to complain and is going to do what he has to do to get what he wants from that team, who anyway has done everything that they can to make him happy. And the pure fact, in my opinion, just even if the answer is I don't want to be there, I think that Giannis Antetokounmpo was somebody who went from a superstar with very humble beginnings, somebody who people really could grow up liking, relate to, like people really like him. And now that he has his money, now that he has his ring and all of his endorsement deals, I believe he's starting to show a lot of his true colors. And my question really is, what more can Milwaukee do for Giannis Antetokounmpo to make him happy and to satisfy him? Because I think you and I disagree on this one, Will. So I'd like to hear your perspective. What
Uh,
more can they do for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
yeah, I think that they would just probably have to put a better contender around them. I think the Dame whole experiment was, first of all, terrible to begin with. I wasn't a big fan of it from the beginning. I don't think their games made a whole lot of sense. I feel like a guy like Chris Middleton was better to have around Giannis than a ball dominant guard who needs the ball in his hands to make plays and to score. Um, I think you just need more Giannis guys around you because it really feels like since that championship run in 2021, the Bucks just haven't been the same, and that happens with every championship run. It's happening to the Celtics right now, where you win and other teams around the league open up their wallets and they poach pieces off of your team. And that's just the reality of it. No more Chris Middleton, no more Drew Holiday. I think they really just need to put some better pieces forward. I think the Bucks traditionally draft pretty well, but I don't have the answer. But also, I don't think Giannis is gonna leave. I think he actually likes it in Milwaukee, and I don't really see him being like an LA or Miami, excuse me, LA or Miami type of guy. So I think he's gonna hang around there.
That's I'm not gonna like disagree and be like, okay, he's going to leave. But again, like I just got so frustrated when Damian Lillard got waived in order to make cap space and room for this season for a Miles Turner to come in on 4 year 170 million or $107 million deal. Even though they got rid of Brooke Lopez, they got that replacement, somebody who was a crucial part in their championship run or in their finals run this season for the Indiana Pacers. They went out and they poached him from an Eastern Conference rival. So, in my opinion, like why does Giannis Antetokounmpo insist on getting a coach who barely had half a season fired? And yes, that was last season. I'm still not over it, and I'm not going to be over it for a long, long time because it's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen and I've ever heard of. That is some guy taking it out of his shorts and whipping it over his shoulder and telling them what to do. And I hate it. All right. And then they get rid of Damian Lillard. You know how hard and how difficult it was for the Milwaukee Bucks to get Damian Lillard out of Portland, somebody who publicly said for several years he wants to spend his entire career in Portland. And yes, Damian Lillard obviously had to approve of that move. But do you know how difficult it was to have to convince Damian Lillard to leave the Portland Trailblazers? In Milwaukee, of all teams. I mean, Milwaukee, Wisconsin for basketball is a small market franchise, and they did it for him. Whether or not you want to argue about how their styles perform or their styles clash, that's a whole different argument, and I agree and I understand. But I think that this team and franchise has bent over backwards for this man, and I think all Giannis has done in recent years is complain, and I think he needs to be called out for it.
That's for see you say Giannis has complained. I feel like it's more of maybe the media complaining for him more than anything. I haven't seen a whole lot of Giannis being like I'm unhappy here, and maybe I just haven't seen it because it seems like he wants to be there, but he also not even needs like a super team. He just wants to be able to compete. I mean, I'm looking at their salary right now. It's Giannis making 48 million, and the next highest paid player is Kyle Kuzma. Like it's been some weird financial decisions. Bobby Portis has hung around longer than I think anyone thought he was going to be there. They got Gary Harris, KPJ, AJ Green, Jericho Sims, and then just kind of a bunch of guys who don't really make sense around Giannis. I think the beauty of that team in 2021 was it was Giannis surrounded by defense and shooting with guys who didn't have to do a whole lot. So you could have Giannis put the ball on the floor, do his thing, go to work, and then when he gets doubled, you got Drew Holiday, you had Brooke Lopez who can rim roll and also shoot out that three. It looks weird right now. When your second most paid player is Kyle Kuzma, I'd be upset at my organization, I think, too.
Yeah, like I understand, and I do understand like breathing off of that, like where it comes from, but at the same time, it's like I don't think they would have had Miles Turner here to begin with had they not released Damian Lillard. And it's like, why are people so upset, or Giannis is so upset that they released him to capitalize on the window that they feel that they have right now? I mean, to be honest with you, as a Celtics fan, this is kind of mean to say, but realistically, you have no title window when your coach is Doc Rivers. But you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
with you
It's like
there.
I think I think Milwaukee. has done everything they can. They've bent over backwards for this man. And if you're the Bucks media, if you're Giannis Antetokounmpo himself, yes, like you definitely could in terms of name value, name brand, star power, try to get more around. But realistically, who are you going to try to convince and who are you going to convince to come to Milwaukee? Oh, except the one guy who said he never wanted to leave Portland. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
like I don't understand like why people are here saying Giannis is like a victim of the Bucks. He's this, he's that. Like like acting like he's some sort of like struggling like man up there in Wisconsin. Like it does not make any sense to me. And I don't know. It bothers me to be honest with you. It
I
just it
gotcha.
grinds my gears.
No, I get it. And see, I've never thought of Giannis as much of a diva, so maybe that's like the disconnect here. But yeah, my thing is I with the Dame trade again, didn't like it from the beginning. Wasn't a huge fan of bringing in Damian Lillard. I didn't think it was gonna work, but you made that commitment, right? And then you only give him like really a half a season because he was injured for a good portion of it. And then you move on. And don't get me wrong, I like Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner is a really good player, and I actually think he fits pretty well alongside Giannis. But also, I mean, you're looking at dead cap space now with Damian Lillard. Like it's not like, oh, yep, that's the Damian Lillard experiment done, dusted. It's like it never happened. No, Gino, for 4 years he's gonna be on their salary. No matter what. Like he's dead cap space right now. And that's gonna make it even harder, which makes the decision the even more confusing, where it's like, okay, I know he's gonna be done for the year, but it feels like you bought into this experiment super heavily, and now you're not even gonna give it like a real full good healthy year. I say it's on the Bucks more than I think it's on Giannis. And again, I think that Giannis does maybe have a right to be a little disgruntled. Also, Doc Rivers as a coach, they're never going to win anything there. That's number one. They need to get rid of him. It's over for Doc as a coach. He should go back to broadcasting. To be honest, because
He
I
wasn't even good at that.
he was
He wasn't even good at that.
exactly he was out there
Like
trying.
you think I want to listen to nails on a chalkboard when I'm watching a basketball game? I'll press the mute button. No.
Exactly. You pull
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you're gonna pull out what Dom did for the NBA Finals this year and just watch the ESPN like Skycam, no broadcaster.
All right, maybe I'll fly my own drone into there and watch it for myself. You know what I mean? But it's like so real quickly, Will, about Damian Lillard, like I do understand what you're saying, and I would agree with you if Damian Lillard wasn't just, I believe, today turning 35 or this week turning 35, and he's going to be out all of next season. So if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, I understand wanting to cut bait with somebody, even if it's a lot of dead money and hurts you in the future, who is in their mid 30s, is out all of next season. And when we see him healthy next, he's going to be turning 37 years old. And that's not somebody who I want to particularly wait for if I have a guy like Giannis who is a generational talent. Even if the name is big and he could come off the bench maybe in his age 37 season and still make an impact there, I don't really think the return on investment that you're getting is necessarily worth it for Milwaukee. So I do agree with them releasing him and using the money that they do save up front initially to get somebody who helps you in the long term, somebody who's younger because they got rid of Brooke Lopez, who is also in his mid to late 30s, and getting somebody who, like you said, and I agree with you, Will, is a good fit like Miles Turner.
Yeah, I think Turner's a good fit. My thing with Dame is that, I agree with you. He's old, he's injured, all that. But you knew this going in to when you signed him, right? You're like, okay, it's not like they got Dame and they snapped their fingers and all of a sudden he's like 35, right? Like they knew that this is how much money he's gonna make. This is his extension. This is our window with Damian Lillard. He got hurt. You knew that was a possibility. I mean, looking at their guard depth right now, like they went and got guard depth for this. They got Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Andre Jackson, a lot of young guys alongside that guard depth. So I feel like they knew that this was a possibility, and now it hasn't worked out, and they're just kind of like, oh well, Dame is the problem, right? We'll get rid of that. I feel like the Bucks have kind of ran the ship poorly since 2021 in that championship run. And I actually think it's good when the Bucks are good, when the best players in the NBA are winning. I think that's when the league is at its best. So I hope that they bounce back. But right now, I mean, are they a playoff team even next year? Probably, but maybe a 6 or 7
Yeah,
seed.
absolutely. Absolutely, they're a playoff team. Like there's no. To be honest with you, I would be shocked and disappointed if they were in the play-in. When
Yeah.
you have a talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo, there is no excuse for you not having a top 6 seed. And to your point, Will, they actually also acquired Cole Anthony and Gary Harris this
Yes.
offseason
Yeah.
too, so that even furthers their depth.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole Cole Anthony thing. So that's another good piece to put alongside Giannis. I don't know. The East, I think, is generally pretty weak this year. I think a lot of teams are going to be able to make a run. The Pacers without Halliburton, I think, probably missed the play-in. I don't think that team is going to run the same without him. The Celtics, obviously, without Tatum, I think they still make the playoffs, but I don't think they're as dominant. So there's a real window for teams like the Magic or the Knicks or like maybe even the Hawks, if they retool, to be able to jump up into that top 5 in the East. We'll see. I think it's going to take a lot more out of Atlanta, but overall, yeah, I don't like what the Bucks are doing. We'll see if they figure it out. Gino wants Giannis to just, I don't know. What is your goal with Giannis? Your end goal? Oh, I think we lost you for a sec, Conti.
I've actually come around on Giannis. It's such a shame because in past in past years I really didn't like him, but now
Oh,
can you hear me now?
I think you're a little delayed. So here's what we're doing. We're gonna leave, and then we'll rejoin it. I think we reset. Conti, you there? There we go.
Hello,
There we go. All right. Just had to leave and join real quick. We're back. We're good.
hello.
Hello? You got me?
Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me.
Oh my
Hello?
god. This is straight out of a horror movie. You gotta come back and listen to this. It's like Robot Gino singing oh my god, what is that song
I can
called?
hear you.
How far delayed are we now?
Today has been technical difficulties galore, man.
It
I
has been.
can hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
My god. I don't even know what's happening. I think we hit another dead zone in the internet connection here.
Hello.
Conti! Is he back? Alright, we're gonna leave the Willie office and then join one more time. Are we back? Is it all good? Oh, he's like lagging around too.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It's so terrifying.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you're answering me about Zach.
It's so
Hello.
far. It's so far behind. That's crazy. Hello.
Hello, Will.
Still so bad.
Boy. Well, I don't think like should be the episode. We can call it Conti and Nick bloopers.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Conti is so far delayed right now. He was like still talking. All right, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. The universe sometimes just gives you a message that it wasn't time for a Conti and Nick today, and that seems to be the case. And Dom's even here saying, "What the hell, Leonte?" Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of stuff is happening. A lot of technical difficulties. John, we're gonna wrap it up today. We'll see you guys next time. This was a fun one. We'll do a redemption episode, but until then, peace.